Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here and welcome back to another crypto video, and today is a pretty spectacular day. Taking a look at the Bitcoin price, something has actually happened today that's not happened in over 438 days. We have broken officially the long-lasting downtrend. Finally today! Now, it's still going to depend on how the daily candle closes in a couple of hours. By the time you're watching, maybe it is already at that point. But this is a beautiful sight to behold. Again, it can only be undone if Bitcoin within the next couple of minutes or hours, depending on when you're watching this, actually falls below $22.5 thousand, which it's not looking as if it's going to do. And also, guys, I have not edited this chart in, I think, a couple of weeks. Maybe even months already as of this point. I think the last time we touched upon this was something in November. Anyway, the point being here that we expected Bitcoin to remain above this long-lasting, like 5-year trend line. You can see it stems all the way from 2017, and it partially shows good buying opportunities for Bitcoin if we were to buy every single time that the Bitcoin price had hit this point, or potentially actually was below the 200 weekly moving average, which in this case kind of coincides with one another. We would have had an amazing entry. And as of this point, again, if we take a look, we crossed below the 200 weekly moving average, got very close, not actually perfect at the level right here, but very freaking close to it. And so we'd have to sacrifice one of these points. Either we have to kind of dim in on this point right here, or and then get closer to this and that point, which is actually possible. I guess the way in which we've drawn the line right now, we have 1, 2, potentially kind of 3 or 4, and potentially a 5th and 6th point. This is the line that Bitcoin has been following for years and years and years. And we kept on saying every time we bounce off of this and it's below the 200 weekly moving average, or I should say differently, every time it's below the 200 weekly moving average is a good idea to buy. And it keeps bouncing off of it every single time. It doesn't last below that level long. This was the longest time, I think, ever that we've been below the 200 weekly moving average for Bitcoin. But it's also an extremely long time that we were at this line. Anyway, following our predictions, Bitcoin's dominance is also picking itself back up. We already covered it multiple times before. And fun fact, this line right here that you're seeing, we actually drew in before it happened earlier in 2022 somewhere, as we expected Bitcoin to fall right back down towards this 40% dominant zone or so. And then once that happened, we already were screaming, well, for this bull run to kind of commence again, we have to get Bitcoin dominance higher up, because in altcoin runs, Bitcoin loses a lot of its dominance. It basically picks itself up by the cycle that always repeats. This always happens, everybody. Bitcoin does not really pump I'm going to say 10 or double-digit pumps, basically, or percent up in a day in really bearish markets. It just does not happen. But more specifically, what doesn't really happen too often is all these altcoins pumping 40, 50% in a day. I've been telling you guys, the moment that we start seeing 40%, 50% pump days on altcoins is when you should be looking for new crazy altcoins to invest into. My personal opinion, not financial advice. But specifically be on the lookout for Bitcoin to pump a lot at some little interval, because afterwards, a lot of the altcoins are going to be going insane. Right now, Bitcoin is pumping relatively a lot more than most of the altcoins are. Bitcoin is seriously doing some damage, as it's the best gainer in the top 10, except for Solana, which is up, I think, twice as much as Bitcoin is. But that is already insane that it's outperforming XRP, Ethereum, and all the other coins in the top 10, except for one. It's a pretty hefty thing. And so, as I said, right now, Bitcoin is grabbing itself a lot of this dominance back by gaining a lot, where a lot of altcoins are doing slightly lesser than it. And again, ever since we were battling at this $21.4 thousand level, we stated two scenarios. Either we breach, which the first time we did not, second time we did, or we actually have a slight little pullback before breaching it afterwards. In this case here, we breached instantly with a little, very little to almost no pullback in the midst. But we said the moment that we breach, we are putting our targets at $24.5 thousand. And as of this point, we're only a little bit more than $1,000 away. All of you guys that were trading with me, congratulations, because this has been awesome. I think the majority of the viewers of the channel have gotten their trades in at about $16.5 thousand bucks, which could be, let's say, to kind of make it a little bit more fair. Some people might have been late to the party. Let's call our long positions at 17.1K. That means as of this point, not peak point, but this point, that's up 35.6% in roughly 2 weeks or so. And again, with the leverage that we use on platforms like Bybit or BitGet, that is absolutely insane. So what is my next target? Again, for right now, guys, we talked earlier about the flag break-in, which it did. There's a target for that. But none of that matters as of this point, in my own opinion. The only thing I'm watching for is the 200 weekly moving average. I already told you guys all these little minor resistances which you're seeing right here, they don't all matter. The most important is the 200 weekly moving average, as the majority of the massive traders are looking at that level. So this yellow line that you see here is the 200 weekly moving average, right now hovering at around $24.65 thousand. That's what everybody's watching, and that's what everybody should be wary of. But that's also the first point at which I can think about ending my long positions, basically. Right now, I'm extremely bullish on crypto, and I understand it can be a little bit of a trap. But we're already up 40, maybe even 50% from the freaking bottom. So anybody that's not in a crazy amount of profit right now and making loads of money, doing amazing, is playing the game wrong. So everybody, rejoice. Give yourself a little clap for getting this far. $1,000 more to go to my first target. It's been awesome. And if we do end up breaking down, remember what I said, guys. You don't really know you're in a bull market until afterwards. A good example is, where exactly in this chart is it bull market and where is it bear market? We often define March 2020 to the top to be the bull market, and then the top to the bottom to be bear market. But you only knew that the bull market started here when we reached a new all-time high or something along those lines. That's when you can start identifying, okay, yeah, that was actually the start of the bull market. Every single point along the way, you think, oh, but it might just start crashing back down. Oh, but it might just start crashing down. I personally think if you zoom out for Bitcoin, the way it's gonna look like is just, and I could repeat it. Anyway, simply put, that Bitcoin's price is basically going to continue on to go on a road like this, albeit that it might take another year and a half or so to actually beat the previous all-time high at 69,000, perhaps even longer this time around, as it also took roughly 1,100 days for Bitcoin to recoup the all-time high after it hit it in 2017. Projecting that on the current price would put us at the end of December. And another metric to watch is to kind of look how long it took from bottom to highest level, which in this case here is roughly 620 days. And if we reflect that onto the prices which we've seen early somewhere in November, that would roughly put us at the beginning of August. So let's just say the last quarter of 2024 is where most metrics place the all-time high for the next Bitcoin rally, basically. Little side note for everybody that does not know, I always have a couple links down below. If you're still looking for an exchange to trade on, the ones I personally use are Bybit and BitGet. I'll leave links for that down below. You can get some juicy deposit bonuses at no cost to you. But I also have a link for Ledger and NordVPN. Those are two things I also recommend everybody to at least look into. I personally recommend everybody to get a VPN, and the Ledger, it kind of depends. It's just to keep your coins safe. But check it out for yourself. Links for that are down below. Now, completely besides the point of what we said earlier, here's the next coin that I'm buying. And I'll tell you guys exactly why. In my groups, the groups that I've been talking about for a little while, people are going absolutely insane about this. It's called Degen Zoo. Now, from the name, I'd personally be deterred quite quickly because it sounds kind of hype and scary because, well, Degen in the name, it's woo. But as you can see from the description, this is a project actually by the founder of DAO Maker. And it's partially based upon the idea that Logan Paul had a crypto zoo that they couldn't really fulfill, even though the idea is pretty cool and very much doable. So they decided to build a zoo of their own, building an actual NFT game in about 30 days. And with the current market conditions, if this launches, with the amount of hype that's building in the background, you guys are not seeing it, but I'm seeing it. This could literally be one of the craziest launches of the year. I mean, almost automatically, it's going to be the craziest launch of the year as it's one of the first ones that's really happening. But please, guys, hopefully you heard it here first that this could absolutely explode. I'm just giving you guys some alpha here, some information from the inside that this could very well be a really ridiculously crazy project. How can we buy? How can we get in? I don't know yet. I'm trying to figure that out as well. But just keep your eyes peeled on this project, guys. I'm telling you, the founder of DAO Maker, which is huge for anybody that does not know, is building this. It could literally be a completely hidden gem here. So I'm just letting you guys know before it gets hyped up to the masses. You heard it here first. By no way, shape, or form am I saying, hey, go put all your money into it. Please, that's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying I'm putting this on my watch list. I'm watching every single move that they make because the moment I see an opportunity to buy myself into this, because I think with the amount of hype that's ongoing right now, it's gonna go absolutely insane. This is one of those chances where you put in $1,000 and get 20,000 bucks back. Just keep it in the back of your head. Watch out for it carefully. I don't know if there's any way to buy yet or if it's even going to come. But please, all I'm saying is I keep my eyes on the project. And I told you guys I'm going to keep sharing that journey with you guys. Whenever I look into new projects, whenever I'm looking into investing in them, I'm telling you guys about it. But as far as I understand right now, they're just building kind of the fundamentals of it. But the way I'm seeing this being built, I honestly think it's going to be insane. Apparently, you can do some things to already get yourself those tokens. Please understand, by no way, shape, or form am I saying, associate yourself with this project or anything. I'm just saying all right, I'm keeping my eye on this. I think it has a lot of potential to go absolutely haywire. Then again, you also have to understand, we go for the approach of we invest in a lot of projects. We go for a lot. Some will fail and some will succeed like crazy. This is one of those with, in my opinion, a very high probability of success. So if you don't do anything else, just look into it. Oh, my groceries just got delivered. Anyway, one of those with high potential to actually grow and go insane. Just look it up for yourself. Could be a flop for sure. Everybody knows things could happen that way. But with the backing that it's got and it's going to get in the near future, I think the amount of followers here is not a good representation of how hyped up it is in the back end of things, but you'll see. You heard it here first, though. You heard it here first. Anyway, I'm still happy that we were extremely right. Again, please refer back to the videos that I've made over the last couple of days. We've been screaming that the moment that Bitcoin breaches $21.5 thousand, that we're gonna be going towards this 200 weekly moving average at $24.5 thousand. For anybody that did not take this trade, I don't know why not. I cannot give you financial advice. Please understand that. I'm sharing whatever I'm doing, but as of this point, almost always, it just works. And I don't know how else to tell you guys, but yeah, for the next bull run, just make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I'm gonna teach you guys a lot of my juicy money-making tips and how to make it big in the crypto bull market. If you have $10,000 right now, I'm not guaranteeing nothing, but if you have $10,000 right now and you are not becoming a millionaire in the next bull run, I personally think you're doing something wrong. You're not being either risky enough or you're not doing your research properly, because as of this point, every previous bull run, it really was not that hard. Again, guys, I've been in this space for 10 years. I've seen crypto bull markets come and go. It happens the same time every single time. Bitcoin goes on a rush first and then altcoins. I don't think right now is any different. Don't think that the pump which we're seeing right now is a guarantee that the bull market is back. All this showcases is that crypto is really not as dead as might meet the eye to some people. There's not even retail FOMO yet though, guys. On the opposite end, we're up 50% from the bottom, which on its own is a nice little reflection point to kind of rejoice and to understand that indeed, it's really about how many coins you can buy for the long period, not how many dollars you have in this, because again, in my opinion, this technology is here to stay. That was it for today's video, guys. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video later today or tomorrow, who knows. But just make sure you are subscribed to the channel and have the notification bell on.